Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Sunday, April 13th. The energies in the day adds up or reduce to number 8 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So I'm laughing, but it's more like a nervous laugh because when I got to today's energy, it was like, ooh. So yesterday's energy, big time reflective energy, trying to bring truth to something pertaining to a relationship, how we relate to others, whether it's issues coming up around your boundaries. And if you didn't see yesterday's message, check it out because I talked about the importance of, the eclipse that recently came in Aries and how there's this new version of us. And with that new version of us, some things are going to come up when it comes to our connections. And when I got to today's energy with the moon in Scorpio, and it just entered in Scorpio, but it's like there's daggers coming from all angles with it being squared by Pluto. And it's like moon square Pluto is just vibe you don't want to have, especially when there's other squares being made to the moon. Because with, say, the moon being squared by Pluto, if you haven't seen the Face Your Fears moon square Pluto video, check that one out. But with the moon square Pluto, the moon is our inner world, our inner conversation, and how we nurture ourselves. With it in Scorpio, it's like our inner world went into a place where we're on high alert. Not just high alert, where Scorpio energy could be a paranoid energy. So the moon, our inner world, is nurtured at the thought of making sure that everything is safe, making sure that everything is secure, making sure that we have full control over everything that has anything to do with us. So with the moon in Scorpio, for me, this is always a opportunity for some kind of shadow work, for a dark night of the soul, for some level of transformation. Because the moon, the inner world, is going into a place that we could find ourselves being fearful for things that, false evidence appearing to be real, could be triggering these emotions in us. Or I feel like with the moon there, it comes down to also security, things that threaten our sense of security, things that make us feel powerless. I feel like those are some things that will rise up when it comes to this moon in Scorpio. And with it squaring Pluto, it would feel as if so Pluto is like the death and rebirth. It's like the transformation. Like when I think of like Pluto energy, I think of say, what's coming to mind in this moment is like a toilet where, you put something in it, you flush it, there's a release. Or with Pluto, I think of like the mom giving birth. And with, say, Pluto squaring the moon in Scorpio is like, imagine the toilet being backed up. It's like we're backed up with these emotions. And for some reason, it's almost like we're sitting with them. Like, I feel like when it comes to this energy, like I imagine like a person getting so mad to where they turn beet red. And it's almost like, I don't know, there's something about just sitting in some kind of an emotion. And more than likely, we probably don't want to sit in it. And when it comes to, say, the moon, it's like it's being squared by Mars in Cancer. So there's something around our motivation, around our home, our family, and what nurtures us that's threatening our inner world. And then within Pluto, there's something around relationships and connections. And then with the sun in Aries, there's something around taking action. So when it comes to, say, today's energy, there's just this feeling of feeling stuck, feeling powerless. And, pull out your journal and journal about it. Whatever is coming up today is something that needs to be faced. When it comes to today's energy, wherever your foundation is weak, it's going to come up. And with, say, the day being the 13th, the number 3 energy, we might want to suggest things, you know, it's almost like wanting to throw things at a situation to fix it. And you just have to surrender. You just have to sit in it. You just have to sit in it and weather the storm until it passed. There's no escaping it. Where the number 3, the day being the 13th, will want to escape it. But with the energies in the day adding up and reducing to the number 8 vibration, the number 8 could also create this looping where we're obsessing over certain thoughts over and over and over again. And this is where some of us have to realize that we're obsessing over certain thoughts and redirect our energy to certain things. On a day like today, the way how I would handle this kind of energy is, first, I would pull out my journal and I would write whatever it is that I'm feeling. Whatever I'm feeling, I will write it out. Or first, I will sit with whatever that I'm feeling and sit with it for a little bit without judgment. And then I will pull out a journal and write out everything that I'm feeling. And when it comes to, say, you know, if I'm in the space to, when it comes to writing out everything that I'm feeling, I'll also question, is there truth to these feelings? You know? And once I question, is there truth to these feelings? You know, all the time when it comes to these fears, there's no truth to them. You know, we've picked up these thoughts and ideas and beliefs from somewhere and we're applying them to ourselves and feeling like we're not enough. And that's where the issue comes from. So I'll write down everything that I'm feeling and then I'll question what it is that I'm feeling. You know, where did this feeling, when did I first feel this? Is there truth to this? Because over time, if there's truth to it, then what are some solutions, some things you could do to start improving this thing? So if there's truth to whatever it is that you're feeling, say it's about your financial situation, and you're like, yes, when it comes to my financial situation, this is what's happening. And you write out, you know, the truth to whatever it is that you're feeling. And then you write out some solutions, some possible solutions. And when it comes to the solutions you write out, you pick the one that has the biggest bang, the one that's most impactful, and you start working towards it. And once you've made up your mind, you know, on what it is that you're going to work towards and you're doing it, then you have to challenge yourself to get off your own back and allow yourself to relax. But if there's no truth to, say, this, you beating up on yourself and you know what it is that you're feeling, then you want to, you know, question and write out and come to the realization for you and debunk that thing within you and then come up with a affirmation, not something you find somewhere, but something that's real to you. And, you know, you redirect your thoughts towards that affirmation whenever you think that thought, because you've already questioned it. So it doesn't weigh the power. It doesn't have the weight or the power that it once had before you questioned and got to the root of it. And when it comes to your affirmations, make sure your affirmations don't have negative words in them. A negative worded affirmation is like, I'll never be broke again. Broke is negative. So instead you'll say, I'm forever abundant, the universe, you know, whatever works for you. When it comes to the spirit animal, we have the butterfly. And with the butterfly energy coming out, the butterfly brings me to, it's like a new day type of vibe. It brings me to a death and a rebirth. There's a transformation. I think of, say, the caterpillar, then the butterfly. And it's like moving into a new stage, moving into a new version of yourself. And I feel like when it comes to today's energy and the energies in the day, first is the 13th. So the 1 + 3 is 4. There's something around our stability. And then the energies in the day adding up and reducing to the number 8 vibration is bringing our attention to the systems and the cycles in our lives, is bringing our attention to the process as to how we do certain things. When it comes to, say, your life, what is the process when it comes to your health regimen? The process when it comes to how you eat, the system or process when it comes to, say, your relationships, how you go about them. Like everything we do has a rhythm. There's a system to everything that we do. And I feel like when it comes to, say, the T square that's being made to the moon, like it comes down to your system. There's something around your system that needs to be addressed. Something around the system that you approach your life with needs to be addressed. Maybe you need a new rhythm, a new system when it comes to, say, how you make connections, how you make friends with other people, a new system when it comes to how you eat and nurture your body, a new system when it comes to, say, your schedule and how you're doing things, because clearly something is not working. And the whole systematic aspect of things is bringing our attention to that. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30-minute tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. And with the 3 of Wands in the upright position, both these energies for me brings me to say, I think of like, the end of the dark night of the soul experience, where it's like first something starts out super challenging, super heavy. But then when you finally get to the other side, the way how you feel getting to the other side, the contrast from being able to breathe again and coming out on the other side. And then the feeling of, say, being in that negative emotion or being in that fear and that worry. I feel like for some of us, big emphasis today, things could come up around our finances. When it comes to today's energy, some of us could decide that we want to go back to school. But if you're deciding to go back to school, when it comes to the thing that you're going back to school for, it's good to sit down and make sure fear isn't the reason for that. Like, I totally understand if someone needs more income and they're making a decision to, make more money, do that. But say the person who's getting, another degree and things of that nature. And it's like, your system, pay attention to your system, because at some point you're going to get the other degree and find yourself right back in the situation that you're in, because you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting things to be different. And instead, something about the system needs to be addressed. Something about the process, the cycle needs to be addressed. And yeah, when it comes to today's energy, Moon and Scorpio, definitely something around our psychology, our mindset. There needs to be a mindset shift when it comes to something. A mindset shift has to happen when it comes to something. And I feel like this is good because it brings me to like discomfort is a signal for change. So when it comes to, say, today's energy is highlighting some major discomfort in your world. And this discomfort, is an opportunity to go deeper. Like pain is a bookmark that holds space for your transformation. This, challenging emotion is calling you in to get to know a part of you so much better. This challenging emotion is showing you, how you could create more peace in your life. It's intentionally, guiding you in some way, and you have to surrender and reflect on what it is that you're feeling, understand what it is that you're feeling. Don't judge yourself for feeling what it is that you're feeling. Instead, be curious about it and try to understand it. And when it's all said and done, just know that there's blessings around whatever it is that you're feeling or going through, because it's guiding you somewhere. When it's all said and done, it's going to help you to set some things up and have some things to look forward to. And that would have never happened without being challenged on a emotional level, being challenged the way some of us might feel challenged today. And with other of us, when it comes to, say, today's energy, there could be this need to escape it and wanting to escape it through, say, retail therapy and things of that nature, where some of us could find ourselves spending way more than we wanted to, whether you're spending on food or you're spending on other things to feel better. And it's like, no, you want to surrender with this energy and just feel it and not run from it. Because if you surrender with this energy and feel it completely, If it comes around again, it'll not be so intense, and instead there'll be more evolution, opposed to, say, avoiding this evolution right now by not facing whatever it is that we're feeling, and then being stagnant because we haven't grown, because we need to surrender and feel whatever this thing is. Like, the image that I have in my mind, it's almost as if like needing to go through a portal. It's almost like being birthed, and it's like you need to go through this portal, or you need to go through, I don't know, maybe like, say there's this sewage hole in the ground, and you have to go into this sewage hole in order to like get through and go to another side of town. And it's like you want to get to the other side of town, and that's the next place to be. And it's like you first have to face your fear and go into this dark, narrow, scary space. And from going through it, you end up on the other side, and the other side is everything you want to experience. But in order to get there, you first have to face the scary stuff, you know, and the scary stuff is a part of the path. It's on the way, and it's either you keep going and deal with the scary stuff, or stay stagnant and avoid that part of the path and just, you know, distract yourself with different things, whether it's education, food, information, you know, however we escape and distract ourselves. And when it comes to, say, today's energy, you know, today's energy, like I said, we're feeling some things deeply. And with the 8 energy, we could want to shop, or we could want to learn something new. But at the end of the day, at some point, it's important for us to surrender and feel whatever it is that we're feeling. Pleasure sharing this message with you. Before you go anywhere, let me know you're here with me by dropping me a pink heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.